Welcome to my channel Valuable Coins, All World. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end. You won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started.
Top 5. Imagine this. You're going through your change, casually looking through your coins, when something catches your eye. It's a quarter, but not just any quarter. This one has a date that stands out, 1999, and the state of Connecticut inscribed on the back. At first glance, it may seem like just another typical state quarter. But what if I told you that this coin, with the right condition and rare characteristics, could be worth a staggering amount of money? We're talking about the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter, and it could be worth a lot more than you think. The Connecticut Quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which began in 1999 and lasted until 2008. Each state was honored with its own commemorative quarter that featured a design representing its history and heritage. Connecticut's quarter features the famous charter oak, a symbol of the state's history. The charter oak represents a tree where, in 1662, the Connecticut Charter was hidden to protect it from the King of England's authorities. This iconic tree became a symbol of independence and strength, making the Connecticut Quarter truly unique. But what makes this 1999 Connecticut Quarter more valuable than just its face value? Well, while millions of these coins were produced, some have rare features and errors that make them incredibly desirable to collectors. These errors can significantly increase the value of the coin. And one of the most significant errors that can occur during the minting process is the double die error. A double die error occurs when the coin's die strikes the coin multiple times, resulting in a doubled image, especially in the lettering or design details. This effect is subtle but noticeable if you know where to look. On the 1999 Connecticut Quarter, the doubling may appear in the words Connecticut or in the details of the charter oak image. It's these errors that can elevate the coin from being just another state quarter to a rare and valuable piece of currency. A coin with a visible double die error can catch the eye of collectors who are eager to add it to their collections, and the rarity of such errors means the value can skyrocket. Another factor that contributes to the coin's value is its overall condition. Like any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its worth. Coins that have been well preserved, showing little to no wear and tear, are far more valuable than those that have been in circulation for years and have developed scratches, nicks, or discoloration. If you find a Connecticut quarter that still retains its original shine and sharp details, it's worth far more than a worn coin. In the world of coin collecting, coins are graded based on their condition, and the higher the grade, the more money they're worth. A 1999 Connecticut quarter that is in uncirculated, mint condition is far more valuable than one that has been heavily circulated. These coins can be graded by professional grading services, and the highest grades typically fetch the highest prices. A quarter in MS 65, mint state 65, or higher condition can bring a significant premium when sold to collectors. In some cases, a well-preserved Connecticut quarter, especially one with a rare minting error like a double die, can reach prices that go well beyond face value. But how much can you actually make from a 1999 Connecticut quarter? The value of these coins depends heavily on their condition, any errors they may have, and the market demand. While most of these quarters are worth only a few dollars or less, certain rare examples can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. If you find a 1999 Connecticut quarter with a noticeable minting error in excellent condition, it could be worth as much as $44,000. Yes, you read that correctly. $44,000. That's a huge amount of money for a quarter that was likely just tossed in a jar with your other spare change. But it's not just about luck, it's about knowing what to look for. If you come across a Connecticut quarter, take a close look at the date and the design. Are there any signs of doubling on the word Connecticut or the details of the charter oak? How's the overall condition of the coin? If it looks almost brand new and has some minting errors, you could be holding on to a rare find. Now, what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1999 Connecticut quarter? The first step is to carefully examine the coin. Look for any doubling on the letters or design. Check the overall condition and make sure the coin hasn't been damaged or excessively worn. Once you've identified a potentially valuable coin, The next step is to have it professionally graded. Coin grading is a crucial step in determining a coin's value. Professional grading services will assess the coin's condition, verify if there are any minting errors, and assign it a grade. This helps you understand its true worth and ensures you get the best price when selling it to. In conclusion, the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter might look like just another coin, but for the right collector, it's a hidden gem. With its unique design, rich history, and the possibility of rare minting errors, this quarter could be worth far more than you expect. If you're lucky enough to find a 1999 Connecticut quarter in pristine condition with a rare minting error like a double die, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $44,000. So next time you spot a Connecticut quarter, take a closer look. You might just be holding on to a small fortune. Top 4. Have you ever flipped through your spare change only to come across a coin that catches your eye? It's easy to overlook most quarters, but there's one particular quarter from 1999 that could be hiding something much more valuable than you might imagine. That's right. I'm talking about the 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarter. While most people just see it as part of the U.S. Mint State Quarters program, collectors know that some of these coins could be worth a small fortune. So let's dive into why the 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarter is so special and why it might be worth a lot more than its face value. The State Quarters program was launched in 1999 and ran through 2008. It featured unique designs for each of the 50 states, celebrating their history and culture. The Pennsylvania State Quarter, released in 1999, features a design that pays tribute to the state's rich history. The reverse side of the coin shows a depiction of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's state outline, with a keystone symbol, which is representative of Pennsylvania's nickname, the Keystone State. This coin commemorates the state's historical significance as a pivotal part of the American Revolution and the birth of the United States. Now, at first glance, the 1999 Pennsylvania quarter might not seem all that rare or special. After all, millions of these coins were minted. But what most people don't realize is that some of these quarters are in fact very rare due to minting errors that occurred during production. A minting error happens when something goes wrong during the coin-making process, resulting in a flaw or anomaly that makes the coin stand out. These errors can significantly increase the value of a coin, turning an ordinary piece of currency into a valuable collectible point. One of the most sought-after errors on the 1999 Pennsylvania quarter is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin makes multiple impressions, which causes certain areas of the coin's design to appear as though they are doubled. On the 1999 Pennsylvania quarter, the doubling can usually be seen in the letters of the word PIN or in the outlines of the keystone design. This is a rare and desirable feature that makes the coin worth far more than just a few quarters. It's not just minting errors that add value to the 1999 Pennsylvania quarter. The condition of the coin is another critical factor that can determine its worth. Like any collectible item, the better the condition, the higher the price. Most of these coins are heavily circulated, which means they might have scratches, dings, or other signs of wear. But if you're lucky enough to find one in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth a lot more. Coin collectors, or numismatists, often look for coins that are in excellent condition. Coins are graded based on a scale of 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A well-preserved 1999 Pennsylvania quarter that has been kept in mint condition could fetch a much higher price than one that has been worn down through circulation. Now, let's talk about the big question. How much is the 1999 Pennsylvania quarter worth? As mentioned earlier, most of these coins are not valuable beyond their face value. However, if you happen to find one with a minting error or one that is in excellent condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Some 1999 Pennsylvania quarters have been known to fetch up to $54,000. Yes, that's $54,000. Imagine holding a coin that's worth more than most people's cars or even a house. That's the potential value of a 1999 Pennsylvania quarter if it's in perfect condition or has the rare double die error. While it's not guaranteed that every 1999 Pennsylvania quarter you come across will be worth this much, the possibility certainly exists. And if you're lucky enough to find one, the payoff could be massive. So, how can you tell if your 1999 Pennsylvania quarter is one of these rare finds? First, take a good look at the coin. Check for any signs of doubling in the word PIN or in the keystone image on the reverse side. A doubled image will look like there are two slightly offset versions of the design, which is a key sign of the error. Next, examine the condition of the coin. Does it look like it's barely been circulated? Is it shiny, with sharp details that stand out? If the answer is yes, you may have an uncirculated gem on your hands. Once you've identified a potential valuable coin, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Professional grading services will examine the coin, determine if it has any errors, and assign it a grade. This process is crucial in determining the coin's true value. After the grading process, you'll know exactly how much your 1999 Pennsylvania quarter is worth, and you can sell it to collectors for a significant amount of money if you choose to do so. In conclusion, the 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarter may seem like just another coin from the State Quarters program, but it holds a hidden value that many people overlook. Thanks to minting errors like the double die and the coin's condition, it's possible for this seemingly ordinary quarter to be worth as much as $54,000. So, the next time you come across a 1999 Pennsylvania quarter, don't just dismiss it. Take a closer look. It might just be the rare coin that turns your loose change into a small fortune. Top 3. Have you ever found a coin that made you stop and wonder if it could be worth something more than just its face value? If you've got a 2019 Lowell National Historical Park quarter, you might want to take a closer look. While most quarters in circulation are worth a mere 25 cents, there's a unique story behind the 2019 Lowell quarter that makes it one of the more sought-after coins among collectors. You'd be surprised to know that this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth as much as $24,000. Let's take a deep dive into why the 2019 Lowell quarter is so special, what makes it stand out from other state quarters, and how you could potentially turn this small piece of change into a fortune. The 2019 Lowell quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which was launched in 2010 by the U.S. meant to honor national parks and historic landmarks across the country. Each quarter in the program showcases a different national park or site, and the design for each state or territory is carefully selected to represent its unique history and natural beauty. The 2019 Lowell quarter honors Lowell National Historical Park in Massachusetts, which is known for its pivotal role in the American Industrial Revolution. The design on the reverse side of the Lowell quarter features a scene depicting a young woman working in a textile mill, with the iconic factory buildings of Lowell in the background. This design pays tribute to the city's significant role in the development of America's industrial economy and the contributions of its workers, especially women, during the 19th century. The inclusion of this historical context adds a layer of meaning to the quarter that connects it to a crucial period in U.S. history. But here's the thing. The 2019 Lowell quarter isn't just valuable because of its design. Like many other coins, its true worth is determined by several factors, including rarity, condition, and any possible minting errors. While most of the Lowell quarters were produced in large numbers, some of these coins contain certain flaws or mistakes that can make them much more valuable to collectors. These rare coins with minting errors are the ones that can sell for thousands of dollars. And the 2019 Lowell quarter has some interesting features that make it a prime candidate for such an error point. One of the most sought-after errors in coins like the 2019 Lowell quarter is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin malfunctions, causing certain areas of the design to appear doubled or distorted. If you've ever heard of the famous 1955 Lincoln cent with a double die, you'll know just how valuable a coin with this kind of error can be. On the 2019 Lowell quarter, the double die error might be found in the inscriptions like United States of America or E pluribus unum. The doubling effect creates a subtle but noticeable shift in the lettering, and collectors are always on the lookout for these kinds of rare variations. In addition to minting errors, the condition of the coin also plays a major role in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved and kept in excellent condition will always fetch a higher price than those that have been circulated and worn down over time. If you have a 2019 Lowell quarter that looks like it just came fresh off the press, no scratches, no discoloration, no signs of wear, it's considered uncirculated, and uncirculated coins are much more valuable. In fact, a perfectly preserved 2019 Lowell quarter can be worth several times its face value simply because of its pristine condition. Another important consideration for the value of the coin is the rarity of the specific error or condition. The 2019 Lowell quarter was minted in large quantities, but only a small fraction of those coins will have significant errors or be in mint condition. The rarer the coin is, the more valuable it becomes. This is where things get interesting. Collectors who specialize in rare coins are always on the lookout for those special finds. And if you happen to have one of these rare 2019 Lowell quarters, you could be sitting on a hidden gem. Now, let's get to the big question. How much is the 2019 Lowell quarter worth? While most of these quarters are only worth their face value of 25 cents, certain rare varieties can command prices far beyond that. A 2019 Lowell quarter in pristine condition, especially one with a notable minting error like the double die error, could sell for as much as $24,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $24,000. That's an incredible amount of money for a coin that you might have just overlooked in your change jar. But it's not a fantasy. There have been reports of similar coins selling for these kinds of prices at auctions and through private sales. So what makes the difference between a quarter worth 25 cents and a quarter worth $24,000? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and any minting flaws or errors that could make the coin a valuable collectible. So, how can you tell if your 2019 Lowell quarter is worth that much? First, take a close look at the design and check for any signs of a double die error. Examine the words around the edge of the coin and see if any of the letters seem doubled or blurry. If you notice any irregularities, you might have a rare error on your hands. Next, inspect the overall condition of the coin. Is it shiny, well-preserved, and free of damage? If so, it's a good sign that your coin could be worth more than face value. Once you've identified a potential gem, the next step is to have the coin professionally graded by a trusted numismatist or grading service. A professional grade will give you an accurate idea of the coin's value, and it will also give you the necessary certification to sell it to collectors. Grading services assign a grade based on the coin's condition, and coins that score high grades can sell for a significant premium. In conclusion, the 2019 Lowell National Historical Park quarter may seem like just another coin in your collection, but it's a part of a series that has captured the attention of coin collectors all over the world. With its rich design, historical significance, and the possibility of minting errors, this quarter could be worth a lot more than you initially thought. If you happen to find a 2019 Lowell quarter in excellent condition or with a rare error like the double die, you could be holding on to a coin worth as much as $24,000. So, the next time you spot one of these quarters, don't just brush it off, take a closer look. You might just have a rare treasure on your hands. Top 2. Imagine flipping through your spare change, and among the many quarters, one catches your eye. It's a 2014 Shenandoah National Park quarter, and you're curious if it's worth more than just 25 cents. You might be surprised to find that this seemingly ordinary coin has the potential to be worth far more, especially if you know what to look for. The 2014 Shenandoah quarter is a hidden gem that could be worth up to $23,000 depending on its rarity, condition, and any minting errors it may have. The Shenandoah quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series issued by the U.S. Mint from 2010 to 2021. Each coin in this program honors a national park or historic site, and the Shenandoah quarter was released in 2014 to celebrate Shenandoah National Park in Virginia. Shenandoah is known for its stunning natural beauty, with its rolling hills, cascading waterfalls, and vibrant wildlife. The coin features an image of the park's famous Skyline Drive with a tree in the foreground, capturing the essence of the park's natural allure. At first glance, the 2014 Shenandoah quarter might seem like just another piece of change in your pocket. But what makes this particular quarter unique is that, like many coins, some have errors or rare features that make them much more valuable to collectors. When a coin is struck with an error or flaw during the minting process, its value can increase significantly. These coins are often sought after by numismatists and collectors who are looking for those rare, one-of-a-kind items to add to their collections. One of the most common and valuable errors you might find on a 2014 Shenandoah quarter is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin malfunctions and leaves a doubled impression of the design on the coin. You can typically spot a double die error by examining the lettering on the coin. If you notice any of the words, such as Liberty, In God We Trust, or quarter dollar, appearing slightly doubled or misaligned, then you may have a valuable coin in your hands. Another key factor in determining the value of your 2014 Shenandoah quarter is its overall condition. Coins that have been well preserved, with minimal wear and tear, are far more valuable than those that have been circulated for years. A quarter that is in mint condition, with no scratches, discoloration, or signs of handling, can fetch a much higher price. The rarer a coin is in excellent condition, the more valuable it becomes to collectors. So, if your 2014 Shenandoah quarter looks like it's fresh out of the mint, with its fine details and clean design, you might have a high-value coin on your hands. Now, you're probably wondering, how much is this coin worth? Well, while most 2014 Shenandoah quarters are worth only their face value of 25 cents, those with significant errors or in uncirculated condition can be worth a lot more. Depending on the severity and rarity of the error, the coin's value can skyrocket. Some examples of the 2014 Shenandoah quarter have been sold for as much as $23,000. Yes, $23,000. That's an incredible return for a coin that you might otherwise have overlooked in your change jar. Imagine finding a coin that you thought was just a regular quarter, only to discover it's worth more than the car you drive, or even your home. That's the potential value of the 2014 Shenandoah quarter if you happen to find one with a minting error or in pristine condition. But remember, not every 2014 Shenandoah quarter is going to be worth this much. It all depends on the rarity and condition of the coin, and whether or not it has any notable errors that increase its value. So, how can you tell if your 2014 Shenandoah quarter is worth that much? First, take a careful look at the coin. Check for any signs of doubling in the letters or the design. Look closely at the words in the outline of the tree and skyline drive. A double die error is one of the most noticeable features that can add value to a coin. If the lettering appears doubled or there are other irregularities in the design, you could be holding a rare and valuable coin. Next, inspect the overall condition of the coin. Is it shiny, with crisp details and no signs of wear? If so, you may have an uncirculated version, which is highly desirable. Coins that look as though they've never been in circulation are worth far more than those that have been tossed around in your pocket or purse. The more pristine the coin, the higher the value. Once you've identified a coin with potential, it's time to get it professionally graded. Grading services can assess the coin's condition and verify if it has any minting errors. This step is crucial because it will give you an accurate understanding of the coin's worth. A high-grade coin with a minting error could easily sell for thousands of dollars at auction or through private collectors. In conclusion, the 2014 Shenandoah National Park quarter is a coin that holds much more value than its face value of 25 cents. Thanks to its association with one of America's most beautiful national parks and the possibility of minting errors like the double die error, this coin can be worth a lot more than you might think. If you find a 2014 Shenandoah quarter in uncirculated condition or with a rare error, you could be holding on to a coin worth as much as $23,000. So, next time you come across a 2014 Shenandoah quarter, take a closer look. You might just be holding a rare treasure. Top 1. Have you ever wondered if that quarter in your pocket could be worth a small fortune? Well, one coin that might be worth more than its face value is the 2010 Hot Springs National Park quarter. While most quarters only get you 25 cents, there's something about this particular coin that has captivated the attention of coin collectors and enthusiasts. If you're lucky enough to come across a 2010 Hot Springs quarter, you might just be holding on to something worth far more. In fact, some of these coins can be valued as high as $34,000. Yes, you heard that right, $34,000. You might be asking yourself, what makes the 2010 Hot Springs quarter so special? To understand why this coin holds such value, let's first take a look at its background. The Hot Springs quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which the U.S. Mint launched in 2010 to commemorate national parks and other historic sites across the United States. This program was designed to celebrate America's rich cultural and natural heritage, and each coin in the series features a unique design that highlights the beauty and significance of these landmarks. Hot Springs National Park, located in Arkansas, was the first Federal Reserve established in the United States and is famous for its thermal baths and natural hot springs. The reverse side of the 2010 Hot Springs quarter features an image of the iconic Hot Springs bathhouse row, with a depiction of the park's lush landscape and a nearby flowing spring. The design is a beautiful tribute to the rich history of the area and the role it played in the development of the U.S. health and wellness industry. This coin is a perfect representation of Hot Springs National Park, making it a meaningful piece for collectors who appreciate both history and artistry. But here's where things get really interesting. Like many other coins, the value of the 2010 Hot Springs quarter can increase due to its condition and, most notably, the presence of minting errors. If you've heard of rare coins fetching impressive sums at auctions or in private sales, you'll know that certain minting errors can turn an otherwise common coin into a highly valuable collectible. A simple misstep during the minting process could transform a regular coin into a gem that collectors will fight over. One of the most common and sought-after errors in coins like the 2010 Hot Springs quarter is the double die error. This happens when the die used to stamp the design on the coin shifts or strikes the coin multiple times, creating a doubling effect. In the case of the 2010 Hot Springs quarter, the double die error can be seen in the inscriptions on the coin, particularly in the words United States of America or E pluribus unum. If the letters appear doubled or offset, it's likely that the coin has a double die error, which makes it much rarer and more valuable. Beyond the minting errors, the condition of the coin also plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved, with little to no wear, are much more valuable than those that have been circulated for years. An uncirculated Hot Springs quarter, one that has been carefully kept in pristine condition, will be worth significantly more than one that has been in regular circulation and shows signs of wear. So if you come across a quarter that looks brand new, shiny, with sharp edges and details, you may have a coin that's worth much more than just 25 cents. Now, let's talk about the big question. How much is the 2010 Hot Springs quarter really worth? Well, the truth is, most of these quarters are not worth much more than their face value unless you find one with an error or in perfect condition. However, if you are fortunate enough to find one with a minting error like the double die, or if it's in an uncirculated state, you could be holding a coin worth far more than what you paid for it. In fact, collectors have been known to pay as much as $34,000 for a 2010 Hot Springs quarter that meets these criteria. This price tag is not a fantasy. There are real-life examples of similar coins being sold for amounts that would make any coin collector's heart race. It's important to note, though, that the vast majority of 2010 Hot Springs quarters won't fetch such a high price. The coins that are worth tens of thousands of dollars are the rare, flawless, and error-laden ones. And these are often only discovered after close inspection or through professional grading services. So how can you tell if your 2010 Hot Springs quarter might be worth a lot more than 25 cents? First, take a close look at the design. Check for any signs of doubling in the letters or images. If you notice anything unusual, particularly in the inscriptions, there's a good chance the coin could have a double die error. Secondly, inspect the overall condition of the coin. Does it look like it's been freshly minted with no visible wear? A coin that appears uncirculated is much more likely to have value. Coins in perfect or near-perfect condition are prized by collectors because they retain their original beauty and detail. Once you've identified a potential rare find, the next step is to have the coin professionally graded. This process involves submitting the coin to a grading service, where experts will examine its condition and verify whether it has any minting errors. Once graded, the coin will receive a certification that indicates its value based on its rarity, condition, and any errors it may contain. A high-grade, error-laden 2010 Hot Springs quarter could be worth significantly more than its face value, and getting it professionally graded ensures you know exactly what you have in your possession. In conclusion, the 2010 Hot Springs National Park quarter is a prime example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become a highly valuable collectible. Thanks to its association with one of America's first national parks and the possibility of minting errors, this coin holds much more value than its initial 25-cent face value. With the right combination of rarity, condition, and error, your 2010 Hot Springs quarter could be worth as much as $34,000. So, the next time you come across a Hot Springs quarter, take a closer look. It could be the rare coin that turns your spare change into a small fortune.